what is going on? She's just deleted her Twitter. She's getting called out because it was exposed, because an interview got brought.
Said before, and I will say it again. Stephanie White, Amber Cox, Kelly Kroskoff, the Indiana Fever president.
As a ref, I know I would mess up all the time. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying that your job is easy.
Indiana Fever's president is in full-blown damage control after Caitlin Clark publicly called her out in front of the entire league, leaving fans shocked and backlash snowballing by the hour.
I'm not joking when I say this. Something's gone weirdly wrong. Like, we literally hired a freaking chronically online GM.
But here's the thing. This isn't just about a single press conference or a viral moment. There's a much bigger story unfolding, and I've got the full scoop.
They were not ready. Now, Christine Brennan in her book confirmed the WNBA and the Indiana Fever did not realize what they were about to get themselves into with drafting Caitlin Clark, because the popularity they weren't prepared for and didn't see coming.
Things just got ugly inside the Indiana Fever's front office, and Caitlin Clark's fans aren't letting it slide. The rookie who's been selling out arenas and turning the WNBA into must-watch TV is suddenly catching shade from her own team president. Kelly Kroskoff dropped a line so tone-deaf it rattled the entire fan base. "We want the Fever to be like Apple." Sounds harmless, until you realize it came off like she was calling Clark the iPhone case instead of the iPhone. Let's be real. Caitlin Clark is the reason the Fever are relevant right now. She's the one driving merch sales, filling seats, and keeping national cameras locked in. But instead of celebrating that, the front office seems intent on downplaying her impact. Fans weren't having it. Social media lit up, calling the comment exactly what it was: pure disrespect. Then, just as the backlash hit full force, Kroskoff vanished. Her X account gone overnight. No apology. No explanation. Just digital dust, like she hoped disappearing would make the heat go away. But here's the problem. The internet doesn't forget. And neither do Fever fans.
Yes, Stephanie White, every single solitary move that you make is going to be scrutinized. Welcome to it. Right here.
You know someone's feeling the heat when they nuke their social media mid-scandal. And that's exactly what Fever president Kelly Kroskoff did after her now infamous Apple comment went viral, for all the wrong reasons. Fans didn't hold back. The second that clip hit the timeline, Caitlin Clark supporters swarmed X like bees on a dropped soda, calling Kroskoff out for reducing the literal engine of the WNBA's current boom to nothing more than a throwaway product in a clumsy business metaphor. By Friday night, her account was gone. No statement. No cleanup attempt. Just poof. And honestly, that silence spoke louder than any PR memo ever could. Fans weren't just disappointed, they were furious. We're talking season ticket holders, diehards who've repped Fever gear through years of losing seasons, now watching the front office fumble the moment they've been dreaming about. Worse, this mess comes after weeks of the organization staying quiet while Clark's been getting knocked around on the court, game after game, with refs acting like their whistles are on strike. And now her own president can't even praise her without making it about the brand. Please. The fans saw right through it, and Kroskoff disappearing only confirmed their suspicions. This isn't just bad optics anymore, it's a full-blown trust crisis. And the Fever's front office just lit the match. And then came Sophie Cunningham. But before we get into that, hit that like button if you think Caitlin's getting targeted on purpose, drop a comment if you think the refs are just blind, and yeah, smash that subscribe button. Because it's only getting messier from here.
But when it is a simple call right in front of your face multiple times, what are you doing?
Just go tomorrow. You're on the Las Vegas Strip. What can the Las Vegas expect from Sophie?
Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna be me. I don't go in there trying to predetermine anything. I'm dialed in. I need to focus on hitting my shots, making sure I'm executing the schemes right. I'm not focused on the extracurricular activities. And you know what? During that, it was just part of the game. I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a build-up for a couple of years now of them just not protecting, the star player of the WNBA. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates. That's what I do. And I'm a team player, so it's all.
Sophie Cunningham, Caitlin Clark's self-appointed bodyguard and the unofficial VP of "Try That on Our Court and You'll Get Dropped," just lit the WNBA on fire with her words. On the debut episode of her podcast, Show Me Something, Sophie went full scorched earth. No filters. No PR polish. Just a raw, Netflix drama-style monologue aimed at everyone. especially those trying to downplay Caitlin Clark's impact on the league. Her verdict? You're literally dumb. Not once, not twice, 3 times. And she knew exactly what she was doing. The clip detonated across TikTok, YouTube, and X, instantly becoming the catchphrase of the moment. But Sophie's not just talk. This is the same player who recently body-checked a Connecticut Sun opponent into another time zone after Clark took an elbow to the face. She got ejected. She didn't care. I'm going to protect my teammates. That's what I do. And then she took it deeper. Sophie didn't just call out opponents or weak officiating. She pointed the finger at her own team. According to her, some of the worst disrespect toward Caitlin is coming from inside the Fever locker room. Sources close to the team say Sophie's podcast wasn't just commentary, it was a declaration of war. The tension fans have been sensing? Very real. The culture clash splitting the WNBA, old school vets versus viral stars, isn't just league-wide. It's brewing right inside Indiana. And Sophie? She's not here to smooth things over. She's here to blow the whole thing wide open.
It wasn't a dirty play. It was an intentional foul, and it was meant to send a message. It turned into a scuffle, and I don't think anybody wanted that. But the way that the game went and how egregious the referees were and how they were not protecting players, and they especially weren't protecting the #1 player in this league, the biggest draw in this league, which is Caitlin Clark, and they continue to not do that. To me, this was not a dirty play. This was making a statement because the referees didn't do their damn job. This would not have happened at the end of the game if the referees did their job during the first play. If the referees did their job, not just the first play, every single play leading up to that. If the referees had control of the game, that is their only job. The referees' first job, their #1 job, is to protect their play.
Treat them, but there's just more for her.
Let's just call it what it is. Caitlin Clark is being hunted on the court. Elbows, body checks, even eye gouges, and the refs? Dead silent. If this were the NBA and someone laid hands on Steph or LeBron like that, there'd be texts, suspensions, and breaking news alerts. But in the W, Clark gets mugged and it's play on. Case in point, May 24th, Fever versus Liberty. Clark takes a full-on mid-play ram from Natasha Cloud, shoulder down, obvious contact, 2-point game. The ref just stood there like a wax statue. No foul. No explanation. Just Clark frozen, palms up like, are y'all serious right now? Buzzer sounds. Liberty celebrates. Sophie Cunningham didn't hold back. She went scorched earth again, saying, there's just more for her. And she's right, the double standard is deafening. This isn't tough defense. It's targeted chaos. Even some rival players have quietly admitted there's an unspoken agenda. Make her earn it. Which, in plain English, means break her before she shines too bright. But Clark won't break. She didn't come to the league for some glorified hazing ritual. She came to dominate. And if the refs won't blow the whistle, Sophie's out there throwing shoulders and fire on the mic like it's her full-time job. This isn't just a few missed calls anymore. It's a pattern. Honestly, it's starting to feel like there's a whole conspiracy in play. And if you're still here, you already know, this story's bigger than basketball. Oh, don't just watch. Get in the mix. Like, comment, subscribe, because the next twist, it could drop any second.
That we want to sustain the growth and the interest level in the franchise. I mean, this is about the Indiana Fever. Yes, we have a foundational player in Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston, and we're going to continue to add to that. But I want this team to be the leader in the country, and a brand, an enduring brand, like Apple or something. I mean, we have a real opportunity.
Things are not okay behind the scenes in Indiana, and this has officially gone from drama to all-out war on one side. The corporate suits, trying to mold the Fever into some polished, Apple-style brand. On the other, players, fans, and even rival coaches who know the truth. Caitlin Clark is the brand. Period. That's where it all turned icy. Fever president Kelly Kroskoff downplayed Clark's impact, and that's when something snapped. Enter Sophie Cunningham, who didn't just disagree, she went scorched earth on her own bosses. And this wasn't some heat-of-the-moment slip-up in an interview. Insiders say her podcast rant was planned, a calculated strike after hearing the president's comments. Sophie didn't just toss shade at the WNBA. She called out her own front office, publicly, with receipts. That's not frustration, that's rebellion. And in doing so, she exposed a full-blown identity crisis inside the franchise. The Fever want to build a dynasty, but they already have the centerpiece. Instead of celebrating her, they're treating her like a threat. Now the team is split. Some are all in on Caitlyn as the future, others are clinging to old-school control. The fans see it. Sophie sees it. And judging by that mysteriously deleted X account, so does Kroskoff. Let's be real, this isn't just a rift. It's a fault line.
Second, take a look here.
The WNBA is doing with Caitlin Clark is the equivalent of the NBA doing this to Michael Jordan in 1986. It just doesn't make sense to me. You are biting the hand that feeds you. Mind you, without Caitlin Clark...
If this were LeBron James getting slammed to the floor after an eye poke, Twitter would melt. SportsCenter would run it on a loop. But Caitlin Clark? She gets crunched, no whistle, and the league says nothing. Imagine Steph Curry getting beat up game after game with zero protection. Would the NBA just shrug it off? Absolutely not. Yet that's exactly what's happening to Clark. And she's not just another rookie. She's the reason millions are tuning into women's basketball in the first place. The ratings, the sold-out arenas, that's all her. She's the cash cow. And somehow, she's getting treated like a bench warmer. Sophie Cunningham said it best, unacceptable. Coach Stephanie White even hijacked a press conference to torch the refs for letting it slide over and over again. Fans see it. Media sees it. The league. Silent. Here's the ugly truth. If Clark were a man, the league would be rolling out the red carpet. Instead, she's getting shoved around while her own team execs barely lift a finger. Sophie's fighting for her. Fans are fighting for her. But the people who should have her back? Too busy playing politics. Clark isn't just the future, she's already here. The problem is, the old guard's acting like it's still 2010, and they're about to get steamrolled. This isn't just a controversy, it's a reckoning. Caitlin Clark's star isn't dimming, but the WNBA's leadership and her own franchise are fumbling a once-in-a-generation opportunity. And as Sophie keeps reminding us, you're either with her, or you're literally dumb. If you think this was wild, trust me, the next update might just break the internet. Subscribe, hit the bell, and drop a comment. This storm, it's only getting started.